banging, brother.
Hanging and banging, brother.
Hanging and banging, brother.
It's the Gatekeepers! Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Gatekeepers podcast. We are your hosts. My name is Dan.
My name is Billy.
And today's going to be a little bit of a shorter episode.
Yeah.
More just a couple quick announcements, couple things we want to touch on, couple things like that until holidays are over, and then we'll be back to business like normal. I guess first off, Billy, it has been a week, boy. It has been a week.
Man, it's been a couple 2 weeks, to be honest with you.
Dude, it has been a full 2 weeks, brother.
It's been very eventful.
Extremely eventful.
We'll say that to the least.
Yeah, you ain't lying there.
First off, we do want to apologize for missing 2 weeks in a row of the podcast. We had unforeseeable emergencies come up.
Yeah.
One of them not so serious to an extent. The other one pretty damn serious.
Yeah, last week my wife had gotten in an accident.
I'll let you take that one.
We'll spare the details. Basically, just lost control on the road. Nobody was hurt. She didn't hit anything or anyone. Just kind of went off into the woods a little bit. Crashed a bumper. No airbags went off. She's completely okay. That was the main thing. She's perfectly fine. Just a lot of work to get the car unstuck from the mud.
It's a lot of mud inside the car, too.
Oh, my God. It was rough getting that thing out of there. But she is okay. Everything's all good. Just happened to be up trying to get a car unstuck from the mud till 5:30 in the morning, something like that.
Yeah. And yesterday, Corey Tib-Fib broke his leg.
Yeah.
It was just me and him out on the job site. So I had to splint his leg and
bring him to the hospital.
Carry him to the truck and throw him in the truck and bring him to the hospital, man.
Yeah.
So we've had an eventful 2 weeks, and that's personal and work.
What a way to end the year.
What a way to end 2023, man. I'll tell you what, it's it's been a tough month.
Dude.
I'm not even gonna lie to you. It's been one of the roughest Decembers I've had in my fence career.
Yeah. There's just been so much kind of shit thrown at us that is like uncontrollable crap, man.
Yeah. From the accident of your wife, from one of the 30-foot cantilevers that we completely ruined, Corey breaking his leg.
With everything else going on, I completely forgot that even happened.
Oh,
yeah.
I didn't forget.
Yeah. Well, you were there.
I watched it happen without being able to even control it. It was.
Yeah, I did weld up 2 30-foot cantilever gates.
Yeah.
Chain link. They were pretty freaking badass.
They were both perfect. One of them is still perfect. The other one is bent like a can opener.
Yeah.
But
backed up into with a.
I mean, that's a whole nother story in itself. We were really trying to be courteous and nice and leave the property 10% better, like our normal standard was. And we're not going to go into the fine details, but we had a receptionist dropping off the check, and she didn't
like you cleaning up.
She didn't fully understand the reason behind us doing what we did, so we had to go back and redo it. And it was a mistake on my part and a mistake on Corey's part. And long story short, that cantilever got bent into a 90-degree angle.
Yeah.
And
well, they call them accidents for reasons.
Yep. And that's what happened. And we're gonna move forward and move past it. And
I'm gonna weld up another cantilever gate.
There we go. And we're looking looking forward to 2024. I will say that.
And speaking of 2024, you want to tell these fine folks at home?
Yeah. So
what's going to be happening in the beginning?
So we will be going to Fence Tech as long as Corey's not in a demobilizer, and put on bed rest. The Fence Tech dates are January 22nd through the 26th, Nashville, Tennessee. Be there or be square. This is going to be my first Fence Tech. I'm
Same.
extremely excited about that. Looking forward to meeting a whole new faces. Like meeting up with the other media production guys in the fence
Yeah.
industry.
Yeah,
you
that'll
know,
definitely be a fun time.
Dan Blanc, Dan Wheeler, some of the other podcast guys. I'm pretty excited to, meet and greet those guys.
Same. Especially being kind of newer to, the fence scene, if you will.
Yeah.
Of like who's who and what's what. And
Yeah,
putting
absolutely.
a face to the name. I mean, I know the other podcast guys, like, they have a face, like you see it on the internet all the time. But, seeing people in person is a whole different experience than watching their podcast. And same goes for us. I mean, we're still new to this. If you guys are following us, liking, watching, all that stuff like that, might as well come see us in person. If you do see us, we might have some little goodies. We'll get into that. And we do have some special announcements to let you guys know of things that we're going to be doing. But we're going to hold those till after Christmas.
Yeah, man,
You don't get to unwrap your presents beforehand.
It'll be the first podcast after Christmas, and
Yep.
at first I was thinking, we shouldn't do a podcast the day after Christmas, but at the end of the day, Christmas is over at that point.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
90% of America's going back to work at that point.
my wife's going back to work that day after.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Shit, I think my wife works the day before and the day after.
I'm sure she does. She works at a bar.
Yeah.
Those are those are literally the most busiest times of the year besides Super Bowl.
Yep. You'll see me over there. Over at the brewery.
But on another note, Dan,
Yes, sir.
today was your first time soloing dig and set with concrete with wood post.
Oh, yeah.
Let's talk about that.
That was my first time soloing. I had a little bit of help from the new guy, but I mean, it's here and there holding things, pouring a bag of concrete. That was about it. And then he would go off and go do whatever else. But it was pretty cut and blank, dude.
Cut and dry.
Cut and dry, whatever the phrase is. It's been a long day, man. I'm tired.
Yeah.
I am tired. Beat. But yeah, it was pretty simple. At first, I was like, yeah, this I might need to ask some questions here and there or whatever. But all of it was just like, boom. I figured out a way to do this by myself without having a second set of hands or, whatever it may be. But I decided, because it'd be easiest with just me, set the outside ones, then set them to height with a string line. A little dog run. Figured, hey, fuck it. Works with the grade, because it was on the side of the house, so it came down not too steep, but steep enough.
So here's one thing. A little tip for you. Setting the height with a string is really good for long runs.
Not for the shorter.
Giant long runs.
Yeah,
For
like the rest of
shorter
the yard
ones-
that you were working on picketing.
Yeah, so for the shorter ones, by the time you would have had that string all set and ready to go, it would have been done if you just set all the posts and then pulled them up or pounded them down.
That makes a lot more sense.
That's why I was telling you for the dog run, I was like, just go ahead and set the post to height and then put the rails on afterwards. Because whenever you're on that short of a line, even though you might only be doing, 2 or 3 set posts, you still have to walk to those sections and measure where the string's at, see if you got to come up or down, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Versus if you just ran your bottom string, set them all kind of to height with your ground line
markings,
indicator.
yeah.
And then after that, you come and you fine tune it. Versus
sense.
that for those 2 400-foot lines I was on,
Yeah.
if we would have done it like that, it would have taken us all day long.
Yeah, because you're walking back and forth through
Day
the whole
long,
thing. And,
because we would have had to go and pound it down almost every single one of those, versus we take 20 minutes, we get the string set, And then it doesn't have to be perfect because you're still gonna come back and you're gonna like do your
Fine tune and adjust.
all your fine tuning.
Yeah.
Well, you got like a 1/4 inch to a 3/8 inch playroom when you're doing that.
Mhm.
And then, once you get them to within that like threshold, you just run with it. Uh, but that was pretty cool to see you do that. Like after I had like taught you all that stuff.
Appreciate it, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it came out pretty rad.
Looks good, man.
I was pretty happy with it. I stepped back for a second after all of it, and I was like, "Damn, I built that shit by myself, man."
Yeah, man. It
This
looks
is
good.
good feeling because
And
usually it's like I'm helping out you, helping out Corey, whatever it may be, and you guys have been in fence building a lot longer than I have. Like that's your specialty. Well, I'm more fabricator and whatever. I build stuff, but getting into the fence thing of like running a project kind of solo was kind of a good
Yeah.
feeling.
Yeah. Yeah.
Definitely confidence boosting.
And that was your first time digging with the Bobcat too, by yourself too, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've only used the auger on the Bobcat once.
Yeah.
And that was no, twice. Yeah, twice setting the post out here
Okay.
for our cantilever gate in the shop.
How'd that go by yourself? Because I know I helped you out there with the
It
with
was
those.
pretty cut and dry.
Pretty cut and dry
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah, usually once I do something once, I pretty much got it down after that. Very quick learner.
And it makes sense with the little dots. Yeah.
Mhm.
Super easy, isn't it?
Yeah, I like it.
All you gotta do is just get your first
Kinda fun,
one,
man.
and then get yourself lined up, and then you just slowly drive down the line.
Yep, that's it.
It's
Man, if I had one of those when I was a kid, I would have a field day
Oh,
having a
dude.
big old auger bit.
You know what?
Because I was like, I'm like digging with it. I'm like, damn, I could dig a hole of China with this.
Man, you can. I'll tell you what.
Yeah, that thing will dig forever.
You know what's cool is whenever there's like kids getting off the school bus and you're like riding it out to go load it up in the trailer, and they all just stop and stare, and you're
Yeah.
like, "Hey guys, you wanna
Yeah.
come look at this thing?" And they're like, "Oh my god, yes!"
Yeah.
They're like, "Make the bucket tilt." I'm like, "Okay." So that's pretty cool.
Man. That was that was me as a kid. Was like anytime I see cool cars or like cool shit, I'm like, yo, rev your engine. Or like do a wheelie or some shit
Pop a
like
wheelie.
that. Yeah. So like growing up, it's like I understand that like thrill you get as like a child, like watching like a fast car go by or like loud and the turbo noises and the pops or the dude on the motorcycle doing stunts
Right.
or like just cool heavy machinery where you're like, that's rad seeing that up close. Like, because you don't really get that experience all the time. So now as an adult, it's like, I want to, give back and do the same thing that excited me as a kid. Like,
Yeah, man.
it's like, yo, that's cool.
Yeah, man. I love the Bobcat. I love both of them.
They are fun. They are fun.
So I surpassed my daily picket record today. It was 575 foot. I picketed from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. I surpassed my record by almost 300 foot and minus 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty.
you-
I'm pretty impressed.
You were
with that
flying,
today.
especially with the kind of hiccups and setbacks that you had.
Yeah.
Because you had kind of everything against you. And I know you're tired right now.
Oh, dude, my arms are like jello, man.
Mm-hmm.
I was fighting. It was a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation.
Yeah.
I was fighting a either a voltage drop from 400 foot extension cords being ran
Yeah.
to where the compressor was barely running, or I was fighting a PSI drop because I had 600 foot of air hoses.
Yeah. In normal situations, we'd just throw it in the back of the truck with a generator and move it every so often.
Yeah.
But we have 2 generators.
And they're both down right
and
now.
they are both down. And it's definitely sad, man.
Yeah.
It's a sad time.
Yeah, man, but something I made a choice about today while I was out on the like fence line. I was like, our first real purchase of 2024 is a gas powered air compressor.
Yeah.
Like I'm I'm
And
done.
if we're doing dig and set or we're doing
Doesn't matter what
driving,
we're doing.
you're
Doesn't
still going to be
matter.
using it for pickets.
Doesn't
you
matter
know?
what we're doing. Um, it's the fact that I'd rather go roll around an air compressor every 100 or 2 feet than have to reposition 400 foot of air hose.
Oh, that's a pain. And
Every
luckily, this one was a new build, so it's completely leveled ground,
yeah.
and it's really easy, really nice. But like, for example, the other one that we had that was half a mile down the road, that yard was a nightmare moving the air hose.
Well, that one
'Cause there's
was
little sticks
a
and
legit old farmland,
yeah,
and so was the one that we worked on, but he had a bunch of dirt brought in.
yeah,
So he covered up all of those old crops that left the little, 3-inch roots sticking out. Because that one was a pain in the ass.
yeah.
Every time you went to go move it, it gets stuck on something.
There's like these little tiny sticks that
Yeah.
are like, if you kicked them with your foot, they would break in an instant, and they're all dead and dry and rotted and whatever. These little sticks that are sticking up, but the second an air hose catches on it, because it's angled, it like digs the air hose
Yep.
into the ground, and you
then
can't just
can't
pull it through.
off
No.
of it. Yeah, man, that was that job. That was the only hard part of that job was
Nightmare.
that. Yeah, man, our first major purchase of 2024 is going to be a gas powered air compressor. Like,
Yeah.
no questions asked. I think that it would be the most smartest investment that we could probably make in 2024, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Tool wise.
Yeah. And then also, as long as it's like big enough tank, it kind of opens up other opportunities too.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
Because then you can, when you're not picketing or something like that, have it at the shop for like shop air, if you will, or whatever.
Yeah.
Air tools, tons of stuff.
absolutely.
That you can paint. Like, we can upgrade the paint side of things, because we've got what is that blue one, 30 gallon?
We
60
got
gallon?
no,
Something
we
like
got 2 30 gallon. No, we got 2 25-gallon tanks.
They're 25s?
Yeah.
Okay. I was like, I don't think they're 60. I
They're
think
good.
30s.
They're good, but they're both big and heavy.
Yeah, and they've taken a little tumble.
Yeah.
Yeah, they kind of fell out the back of a truck.
Yeah.
And that's not like a slang for like, oh, it fell out of the back of the truck like it's stolen. No, like they were
No.
driving down
Yeah, it fell out
the
of the
highway, and it actually like fell out of the back of our work truck, and the wheels broke off of it.
Yeah.
So you literally have to pick up the whole tank.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not a fun time.
That was mine too. That was my old one.
Yeah.
It actually didn't fall off on the highway. I was moving my truck to get loaded at Lowe's,
Mm-hmm.
and I had taken the strap off of the air compressor, and I was like, "It'll be all right.
It'll be fine.
I'm just going in a circle."
Yeah, the second you say it'll be all right, something's going to
The
go wrong.
first turn I made, it tumbled, broke both the wheels off, and bent both axles, and I was like, "All right."
It's a fun time.
So from then on out, I used a dolly.
Yeah.
And I just put it up on
Ratchet
top of the
strap
dolly and I
onto a
ratchet
dolly.
strapped it to it. But then I got a new washer and dryer and I stole the dolly back and it's at my house. So now we have to pick it up.
Yeah, because you haven't brought it back in here.
I have not, man. It's sitting outside of my back porch, and every time I let the dogs out, I see it, and I'm like, "Hey, look, there's that dolly."
I should probably bring that back. Nah, we're good. We're good.
But we're not going to be doing a full episode tonight because I am absolutely whooped. My
As am
arms,
I, man.
my arms are straight jello. Like I said, I absolutely surpassed my my daily picket record. I was moving.
Congrats on that, man.
I took one 25-minute break to shovel some food down my mouth.
If that, yeah.
And other than that, I was straight hauling ass from 10 to 5.
Yeah.
So, I'm pretty happy with that. I'm extremely happy with that, actually. Woo! But, so yeah, we're going to cut this short.
Yeah, just a quick little, update from everything, and quick talk.
Yeah, quick talk.
Yeah, welcome to our TED Talk.
And, guys, make sure you put Fence Tech on your calendars. We're going to be there again. It's going to be January 22nd through the 26th. I think the first 2 days are the classes because they don't have events open. We're not going to be attending the classes because we've taken all the classes except for one, and it's a leadership class.
Yeah.
And we both looked at each other. We're like, we're not paying $500 a piece for a leadership class.
Yeah.
So, because if you buy the package with all the classes, it's $500. But we've taken all of the other classes that are
Yeah.
like
You've
that are
already done it,
offered.
yeah.
So we were like, no, we're good. So we're just gonna be doing the events, and we're also going to be doing the meet and greets at night. So put it on your calendars. Make sure you're there. Nashville. It's gonna be a blast. Other than that, guys, we are going to resume our normal schedule Tuesday after Christmas.
Yep.
We do have a very special announcement for you guys, and we would
You have to check us out on the next episode for that one.
very greatly appreciate if you guys all tuned in. Other than that, man, Dan, take us out, dog. I'm ready to go home, take a shower.
Yes, indeed. For anything fence related, you can follow us, gatekeeperpodcast.com. That link is right there down in the bottom. And for everything else, man, when you are building your fences, build them strong, build them straight, and build them sturdy.